Welcome back to the Drunk Rasslin Lounge. Jonesy.
Yes.
Welcome to 2021.
Yes.
Man.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to the Drunk Rasslin family.
To the Drunk Rasslin family. All our legions of Drunk Rasslin fans out there. Man, I think we need to hurry and kick something off. Why don't you grab something over there so we can raise a glass.
Raise a glass. Ooh, a Manhattan.
Yeah, soul boxing.
You like being at Times Square watching the ball drop?
So, we've always been, all we've ever really drank on here is whiskey. But we are not whiskey and wrestling anymore. We're the Drunk Rasslers.
That's right.
So I felt like it was time to open things up, spread our wings, Jonesy.
You ever had a Manhattan?
I bought a Manhattan. I've had fresh, real mixed Manhattans. I've never had like a pre-mixed soul box of Manhattan. I had to buy it because it said soul box there.
Hell yeah, man.
Like the best possible.
Let your soul glow. Nice.
Strong.
Yeah. That vermouth, man. Yeah. There's no mistake in that, is there?
Man, I'm a vermouth guy.
Yeah?
I dig. In cocktails. Yeah. I never want like a glass of like
I could go for a glass of dry vermouth tonight.
Yeah. Jonesy,
cheers.
2021.
2021.
We raise this glass to all you guys for joining us tonight. Man, tonight, today, whenever you're watching it. Ooh, yeah.
Pretty good.
I'm all right with it.
Pretty good. What are we doing, dude?
Man, Jonesy, it's Royal Rumble season.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's a Royal Rumble season.
No, it doesn't feel like it, huh?
Well,
Royal Rumble season.
You
got any favorites?
We're on the road to WrestleMania.
We are.
Man, one of my very favorite is actually 2002. Man, the Rumble's a blast every year, though, isn't it? Like, are there? There are definitely bad Rumbles.
There's bad Rumbles, but it's always been a thing where I always felt like, battle royals are like meh, but the Royal Rumble, there's something about it where it's cool. Like now it's got it's got the added prestige of getting you the main event at Mania, and all that good stuff. But like when they started doing the Royal Rumble, where it was the entrant every 30 seconds, it gave them time to actually tell stories in that Rumble, rather than just, look at these 40 giant guys in this 20 by 20 ring, instead of that, it was they could actually do something with the match.
Yeah, and there's always that, there's just that built-in, natural anticipation of like, well, who's next? Who's coming? What are they going to do? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You always got the countdown.
Yep.
And it's
even back when they weren't really following.
No, yeah. Which I think has been every year ever.
Wow.
This year it's 2 minutes. This guy came out in 40 seconds, though.
Crowd's dying, send somebody else. Yep. It's too big, hold them back.
Yep.
The other thing is being a wrestler. I hate Battle Royal, being in a Battle Royal, being in a Royal Rumble, but man, they are popular because crowds love them.
Yeah, especially on indie shows.
Yeah. Because
there's always 10 green guys in there.
Dude.
And man, they're going to chop the shit out of you or punch you for real, or if you're on the ground, they're going to trip over you and step on you, and that's always how it goes.
Let's see, I think you might be doing it backwards, because anytime I'm out there with 10 new guys, I'm chopping the shit out of them or punching them for real, and they don't know enough to not lay on the ground, so usually I step on one or two of them. I always get mad. I always get super mad when they have a spot and they like try to clear me, like when I'm in the middle. Like if I'm close, brand new indie wrestlers, just to warn you. If you're ever in a battle royal with me and you have a spot and I'm within arm's reach, your spot ain't happening. just so you know. Just so you know, anytime I see a guy lining up for a spot with another guy, I'm grabbing one of them if I can.
Nice.
Straight
Nice.
up. Tonight, Jonesy, Royal Rumble 1992.
This is the biggest Royal Rumble match ever.
This is the biggest ever?
Yeah, it's not by size, no, but this is for the championship. This is for the World Heavyweight Championship because there was weird shenanigans at Survivor Series between Hogan and Taker, right? So this one's for the championship, and they never. They haven't done that since. They have. They've done that one other time, haven't they?
At least once. They did. They just did it with Reigns, 3-4 years ago.
Right.
I don't think they've done.
But I think that was the only other time. Yeah.
They also had this. This was that year because they also brought Ric Flair in as the champion. Remember, he came in as proclaiming himself the world champion because
he brought the NWA World Title with him from WCW,
and so they had been promoting him as that. They had the shenanigans. He was involved with Hulkster and Taker at Rumble
at Survivor
Series. Yep. Tuesday in Texas.
Tuesday in Texas.
Yeah, man. So there's a lot leading up to this. It's kind of one of those rare. We remember. I think we remember kind of the storylines from bygone eras a little more romantically than they were in practice.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But you say some of them out loud, you're like,
right.
No wonder wrestling fans get made fun of.
For real. But
this is like a transition period. Like they're moving towards a transition period. The WWF is Hogan's there at this Mania. He's there at 93's Mania, and he's gone.
Right.
Flair's on top here, but we're moving into Bret Hart being on top and Yokozuna, and just that transition that the WWF was going through at this time.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of that starts here because you got Flair here, you got Sid here. There's a bunch of other new faces popping up.
Yeah.
Fresh heel Shawn Michaels.
Right.
That had just blown up. The Rockers thing had just gone down. So this is it's kind of a neat era to look at.
Yeah, and it's kind of, and this Rumble in particular, I feel like, and the point I was kind of coming to, this wasn't so much a storyline-driven event as it was. There's just, kind of luckily a lot of things coming together all at once.
Right.
Hogan and Taker's shenanigans and Flair being there, and like you said, Michaels and, Savage is, back and he had been off for some time.
Yeah, because he had retired. He'd lost the retirement match to Warrior, and at WrestleMania 7.
Yep.
And so he had been out for a while, and then he's going to go on. This is going to lead up to one of my favorite WrestleManias.
Yeah,
WrestleMania 8.
Yep.
And it's a cool deal. This is how we get going.
For sure. Wow. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We have. If you want to watch along with us, guys, we're on the network. We are on Royal Rumble 1992, timestamp 012647. So we're just watching the Rumbles. I don't know if I didn't talk about that. I think we talked about that last week.
Right.
But we're just watching the Rumbles. We called the audible last week and watched the Jumping Bomb Angels versus the Glamour Girls. So there might be some room, but theoretically, all these Rumble matches are about an hour.
If the Jumping Bomb Angels pop up on any of these Rumbles, we are going to watch their match.
Okay.
We're marked.
Okay, for sure. All right, here we go. And we are going to start in 3, 2, and play.
Hello, everyone. Oh, wait, no. We already started the show, didn't we?
Here we are at the Royal Rumble matchup. 30 men. 90 seconds apiece.
This is great.
They gotta kick off. If I don't kick off 2020 with my Gordon Sully, dude, I don't know what the drunk Rasslin fans will riot.
You know what I've been missing a lot? I've been missing the Jimmy Hart impression. I can't wait for. I was thinking about that and giggling the other day, dude.
See, the only thing is I can only do the Jimmy Hart impression when I see Jimmy Hart.
Yes, right. It's impossible to channel it otherwise.
Yes. For me, sometimes the spirit of Gordon Sully just overtakes it. I can't resist.
I can't resist.
I cannot resist.
If you keep channeling the spirit of Gordon Sawyer, we're gonna have to spend a whole podcast sometime drinking gin.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm in. I like gin. You don't like gin?
That'll be the soberest I've ever been on one of
these. Now there's 2 reasons.
Jonesy, you've only had one glass. Yep. Good.
Is that Jack Tunney?
Jack Tunney.
Woo!
Howard Finkel, who we just lost a year ago.
Oh. The Fink.
The Fink.
The Fink. And now Jack Tunney.
That tie, man.
That tie. I was going to say, that tie and his...
If there's any memorabilia collectors out there that have that tie in Pocket Square, at me. At Go-Go Jonesy.
Oh, man.
Dude, I'd wear that just with a T-shirt.
Look at it. What is that suit? Do you think Vince McMahon spent all day making fun of him for wearing that suit?
Probably.
Hey, pal. What'd you pay for that? $50? That's a nice suit.
Yeah. Where'd you get that, Kmart?
That come right off the rack? or was it on a hanger?
Well, Tunney was from Toronto.
Just glad it wasn't denim.
Yeah. Normally he wore a Canadian tuxedo, but for special occasions he wore a suit.
Dude, if he had come out in jeans,
he'd be my favorite wrestling character ever.
The denim shirt. Denim Jack Tunney.
It's a denim morning, Chris. Here I am in my jeans, my jean shirt, my jean jacket. It's a mustache kind of day. Look at Davey Boy.
Oh.
$1 million bucks. He's getting ready to get the rocket ship strapped to him in '92 also.
For like a week.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
He blew
but he had the big thing at Wembley that year.
I was just going to say, I feel like if he gets the rocket ship on him at all, he's already got it right here.
I think they're I think they're planning on it.
And then it hits its zenith.
Oh,
here comes Sherry.
Sherry with Ted DiBiase. Ted
DiBiase looks great here,
He does, man. It's so weird how quickly he shut it down. And I know it was because of injury and stuff, but you only got one. You got Mania 92, and you only got the Mania 93, and then he's done, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, he goes on to become a manager. It's kind of a shame. Like, I feel like we missed out on some prime Teddy.
Well,
I mean, we got a lot of good.
I was going to say, we didn't miss out on some prime Teddy. Lots of other generations are missing out on prime Teddy because it's not all readily available, and you got to go hunt through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody from our generation and before knows, Ted DiBiase's great, and we will search out Ted DiBiase.
Well, think about the blind spot we have too for all the work he did in Mid-South.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that stuff I want to go back and watch at some point.
For sure.
And Hacksaw's the same way. Like, honestly, we all think of Hacksaw as a cartoon character. Yeah. But, like, you see him in Mid-South and the stories you hear about him, it's like, whoa, he was awesome.
Well, there's so many guys you can label that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even arguably, you could even put Dusty on that.
Yeah.
In that same kind of.
Yeah.
I would love to go back and see pre-WWE. I do. I love going back and see pre-WWE Dusty. Some of my favorite stuff is... You can find those 3 matches he main evented Madison Square Garden with Billy Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Unrecognizable Dusty.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
All the Horseman stuff even. I mean, and that was when he was getting towards the end of his prime, basically. Well,
and it's funny. And you can really see, I don't want to call it politics, I don't know, but, we know... Like the Horsemen have had such a resurgence, and there's been so much that's come back about the Horsemen because Triple H is best friends with Ric Flair.
Yep.
And not that it's undeserving, not that it's wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not judging the fact.
It's a quick elimination of DiBiase.
I was just going to say, did we just talk over all the DiBiase we
totally buried
got?
It, yeah.
Bogus.
Yeah. Here he comes.
Sorry, Teddy.
Nate with Kurt Hennig.
What if Teddy just reached over and punched
slapped
Ric
him
Flair in the mouth?
Yeah. This should have been my spot.
Here's for taking my gimmick, brother.
This is where I have to do the thing where I check how old Ric Flair was in his 20-year prime.
Ric Flair, I believe, is 57 and a half here.
He's 43 years old here.
Huh.
Entering number 3 into
yes.
this Rumble, right?
Yep.
So, it's an inside baseball thing, like, and they make a big deal out of it in the WWE. They always have, like, guys staying in for a long time. This wears you the fuck out, being out there just wrestling, just throwing punches, just selling, working, the whole thing. It is hard to do, and all these guys who run bell to bell like this, it's always impressive.
A beast, man.
Yeah. If Flair's out there just doing classic Flair.
right away.
Yep. We'll get
right
this.
Away.
And they are, man.
And how perfect is Davey Boy for him? Davey Boy's basically just Sting without
face paint. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's a great comp.
Yeah.
Davey Boy's probably a little bit stronger, but
Davey Boy's definitely bigger than Sting ever was.
Yeah.
At least thickness and muscularity. But moveset and I like Davey Boy and Sting. I hope that's not I want to clarify that I'm making an actual comparison. I'm not making fun of either one of them.
I always thought Davey Boy was underrated because he didn't accomplish more. Now, you come to find out later that he had some personal issues. He accounted for a lot of that. He wasn't reliable all the time, but and also some of those stories I hear about.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
Come on, baby. Jerry Skaggs, we gotta go. You're gonna win this. You're gonna get this the whole way down. Come on, yeah, baby.
Okay, these guys in the ring are like, "Hey, we were going to wrestle, but Jerry Skaggs is coming out, so I guess fist fights now. Cool."
You kidding me? I'm excited.
Hey,
the Nasty Boys.
You know what?
Both of the Nasty Boys are like two of my reclaimed favorites.
Yes,
man.
like over the last 4 months, we've been watching the older WCW stuff. Dude, I love the Nasty Boys.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I never liked them when I was younger. I always thought cool splatter paint shirt, even in 92 when this was cool.
Was it cool in 92?
Well, I mean...
Was splatter paint still a thing in 92?
I don't know. I don't remember when splatter paint was a thing, but...
It seems like a... I was going to say, it seems like an 80s punk aesthetic to me.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Which was why it would be mainstream in the 90s.
I was just going to, yep.
Punk rock's always about 5 or 6 years ahead
right.
of the pop culture adoption. Good stuff. Yep. And you were right, too, when you said it at the top, like, Davey Boy's going to shine in this match.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this. He's looking like a powerhouse. He's eliminated one of their biggest heels.
2.
Yeah. 2 eliminations already.
2 of their biggest heels. No, it's not really.
No, Jerry Skaggs. Definitely. It's Flair 1A, DiBiase 1B, and then 1C was Jerry Skaggs.
Oh, okay.
Like it was a triumvirate.
Gotcha.
I mean, you could make an argument for any one of those.
There you go. For sure.
Obviously.
All right. Flair into the buckle.
Oh my God.
Davey Boy, power slam on Flair. Came down a little sideways.
Here comes Haku. Skaggs just yelled at him. Do you think Skaggs started yelling before he saw it was Haku?
Probably.
Or do you think Skaggs is not scared of shit?
I feel like Skaggs is not scared of shit. I also feel like Skaggs and Haku would probably be those guys, like you wouldn't expect them to be buddies, but they'd be tight.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't seem like they go together, but
like it's 2 guys that got into a fist fight once and nobody won, so they became best friends after.
Nobody died.
Yeah,
nobody died.
Everybody who's watching won. That's right. Good stuff. Haku looks good here too, man. It wouldn't be long. Like he always looked good in the WWF,
but the same.
When he was in WCW, he put on some weight, but he could still move like he did. But
yeah, one of those dudes, man.
Yep. This is good stuff, man. Oh, that was great.
Driver. Perfect. Flair waits for Haku to pick up and power drive Davey Boy Smith. Then as soon as he's delivered that move, Flair blindsides him.
And that knee, boom. God, that knee's beautiful.
It's nice.
Beautiful.
Ric Flair knee drop to the face.
Flair sporting the shorter hair here. He hadn't been wearing that way that long. Like, he had transitioned from the mullet before a lot of other people.
Well, didn't he, wasn't part of that, though, that they, what's his name? Jim Herd made him cut his hair, so he's still growing it back, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it ever got that long again.
I don't think it ever got that long again, but it's short here because he's still growing it back from when Jim Herd made him cut it. I believe.
There you go. There's another elimination for Davey Boy. That doesn't sound too off the mark. Him and Herd hated each other. Here comes Shawn Michaels, newly minted heel.
He doesn't even have Sherry with him yet.
I was just going to say
Sherry
that.
was just out with
She's out with DiBiase. I forgot that she managed DiBiase. But she did for all that Dusty feud, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or no.
Yeah.
She did when she managed Macho during his feud with Dusty.
True.
Oh, she did manage DiBiase too, though, because her and Sapphire had matches.
Well, but her and Sapphire were DiBiase. Or no,
right.
I mean Michaels. Her and Sapphire were Michaels.
No.
Because that was WrestleMania 6.
No, Michaels wasn't a heel then.
Not Michaels, Savage. Sorry, Savage. Savage and Sherry.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Were
you're
Dusty and Sweet Sapphire.
Sweet Sapphire.
At WrestleMania 6.
That's right,
Look
you're
at
right.
Michaels bump for Davey Boy.
And he hangs on.
There.
Well, sweet ear music?
Kind of. That was kind of a neat moment, you know, like Michaels and Flair kind of both seem to have the same thought process going on there because they're both on the outside and they rush back in both to grab Davey Boy, but they each, when they went in to get Davey Boy, kind of both of them being there, just kind of killed it.
Well, it's awesome.
So it didn't go anywhere.
It's awesome seeing this too because you got Michaels and Flair. A lot of history after this, with the retirement and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Well, sometimes you forget, and I always think it's interesting to find out, like who knows each other, and guys that are like kind of buddy up because
here's Tito, El Matador.
Arriba. But it always surprises me. Like Austin tells the story about he came up with the what thing because him and Christian used to call each other and leave when they knew they were on the plane. They would call and leave each other really long voicemails. And he was doing that on Christian's voicemail one time. And it just seems so weird to me that Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the biggest stars in the business would be calling, would have an ongoing prank war with, with Christian. And so
that almost seems like the most Christian thing ever too. He's just buddies with everybody, right?
For sure. But you coming back to what we were saying a minute ago, it's interesting, I think, to remember that Michaels and Flair were here working together this whole time because all we kind of think is all I think of now is later on when he always talks about how he's the greatest of all time, and talks about it from a very fan perspective, and then was able to do the retirement match and that last couple of runs.
Well, 14 years later, too, right?
Yeah, something
like that.
Well,
but I wonder too, because we've heard a lot about how Shawn was back in this era. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe not as much here as he was a few years later, but I wonder if at this point in time he's like, get this old fucker out of here.
Yeah,
I can see him having that kind of shitty attitude. But he's going to get a good run in this Rumble too. He's going to shine a lot in this Rumble as well, just like Davey Boy is.
I was going to say he gets to hang out there a while. And it kind of seems like, I mean, I don't know what it was like, but it kind of seems like the the Michaels attitude stuff, we're still like a year or two out from that. It seems a lot more like around the time of the Click.
Well,
and when he starts having problems, you know what I mean? I think that's...
Well, it's Mania. It was before Mania 10 where he walked out with the Intercontinental Championship.
Right.
And that's kind of, it seemed like when all that shit started. So.
Yeah. And so he's probably on the way up here.
Yeah.
Well, like his attitude is on the way up. You know what I mean?
But there were stories about him and Jannetty. I mean, we know now what kind of gutterball Jannetty is too. So, I mean, there were stories about them in the early.
Fired.
He killed a guy, threw him in a river.
Yeah, he did. Goodness.
Anyway, but there were stories about them, being partiers and everything like that when they debuted. Yeah. But that's like old wrestling shit,
for sure.
Every time I've heard that, I'm always like
yeah. Well,
nobody says that shit about Flair. Like,
exactly,
Flair would just be in a hotel just in his ring robe, and that's it. Yep. And everybody got to see everything, and that's how it was back then.
Right, and I think there's a difference too, still though, between being like, partier problem children, and being an attitude problem,
sure,
and who's always on somas.
Yeah, good call. Barbarian's out here now.
Oh, we missed Barbarian come out.
Yeah, darn it,
missed.
That's his. We've covered this before here. That is his birth name. That's the reason he was able to keep it between WWF and WCW. Oh, Kerry Von Erich.
Texas Tornado.
He looks like $1 million, dude.
From the neck down.
Hey, man, I gotta say, like, anytime they do a world class documentary, they talk about all the girls. And Kerry Von Erich was the best looking one. I'm like, I don't think I see the same thing these girls saw.
Well, you're not from Texas, man.
That's true.
I mean, he's far and away the best physique.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
They all look similar anyway. I think him and Kevin look really, really close.
Yeah. I always thought I always think Kevin looks like a jacked up Mark Hamill.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's awesome. This is cool too. Him and Flair tangling up here. I don't know if this is when did he have a prosthetic leg here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He had a prosthetic. He had the prosthetic leg for a long time. Foot. I think it's just the foot.
Foot. Yeah.
Ankle down.
Yeah. Not Flair, obviously.
Well, we don't think.
Yeah, we don't know.
But he had his. I mean, this is after he's been the NWA World Champion. This had after they had that match at the Texas Stadium.
Yeah,
and
match.
he had his. I'm pretty sure he had his prosthetic before that.
I don't think he had it in that match, but I think it was not too long after that. I think you're right though. It was before he got to the WWF.
It was definitely because he didn't last long.
No, he didn't.
I mean. Not to be morbid, but
yeah, he didn't make it very far in WWF, and he had a lot of substance issues here.
Yes,
here comes the Smasher.
That's the Repo Man.
Oh, okay. Doing his best.
This is
just doing his best. Everybody's doing their best.
This is my favorite Barry Darsow gimmick, man. Like. I mean, obviously,
that iconic tag team you were in. Screw that. That time you had tire tread on your gear.
Well, how do we know
that he's a repo man?
Yeah, if he doesn't have a tire tread.
Great question.
You see that tire tread, and you're like, oh, he must repo. Yeah, he must repo.
He takes people's cars.
But legally,
he doesn't look as big.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
His arms are small. He looks heavy, and his arms are small.
Yeah, he slimmed down. I guess isn't as jacked. He
looks,
say.
He's not as jacked.
It doesn't do any favors that he hunches over like that and stuff. You can't tell how big he is, but
but still, when he was Crusher Khrushchev, and when he was Smash, right?
Yeah.
He looked like a great big dude.
Yeah.
He had big arms. He had, his chest was. I mean, he was barrel chested. He wasn't like a bodybuilder.
Right.
But he looked like. Like you looked at him and you were like, man, how are you going to hurt that? He looked like a bear.
Yeah.
And here you can definitely tell, like, his arms are leaned out a lot, and he's probably lighter than he was, but he's also you can even see under the shirt he's not like tight under the shirt.
Yeah.
And that's I'm not tight under my shirt. I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just calling it how I see it.
No, it takes all shapes and sizes. But it's just it wasn't that long before this that he was still Smash. Like that didn't.
When did that end?
I thought they were a tag team at Mania 7, but I could be wrong.
7.
Yes.
Jim, Greg Valentine
Comes Rhythm.
I don't think he's not.
No, he's not here. I mean,
Yeah,
he doesn't
I hate
have
you for
black
that.
hair.
Yeah, he's got the blonde hair. Goodness.
He's got to be as old as Flair.
He's got to be as old as Flair.
Nobody's as old as Flair.
He's got to be like they do the same gimmick. Only
They
one of them has charisma. They do the same finish.
Hey, you know what I was a total mark for, and I still am? Like, every time Valentine had a match on a Mania or anything, Jesse always pointed out, and Gorilla always pointed out, how as the match goes on, he just gets better and better.
Yeah.
Like, I was always such a mark for that. Like, man, you gotta beat Valentine quick, because he gets better and better as the match goes on. Just look at the collective, though, in that ring right now, right?
Yep.
Bulldog, Michaels, Kerry Von Erich, and then you got a bunch of the old guard, right?
Yeah.
Now, Flair's new to WWF, but, clearly not a spring chicken. I don't know how old Von Erich is here. I'm guessing
13.
he was NWA World Champion at 9.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way he's broken out. He might be 30.
I bet he's like 32 or 3.
Yeah, early 30s.
I don't know
Maybe.
how old he was when he passed, but
Maybe. I don't think he saw 35, but I might be wrong.
I want to look where this venue is.
You go
real
ahead.
quick.
You look at the
Knickerbocker Arena.
Knickerbocker Arena.
Where the hell was that?
That
New York
sounds-
somewhere. Albany?
Albany.
Maybe? Yeah, Albany.
I wouldn't know.
All right.
Michael's
Kerry Von
out
Erich.
there.
I really hate it that Google knows who I'm looking for right away.
Well, man, they hear us talking.
Yeah, he was 33.
I was gonna say, man.
Yeah.
So he had to be 30.
So yeah, I mean,
What year was that? What year was that?
over a year from this,
Yeah.
he passes away. So
Man.
February '93. Look at Nikolai. How about that? Showing some athleticism.
Oh, going right after Darso.
Yeah.
It's that old Russian rivalry
That's
right
right.
there.
That's right. Nikolai's massive. My God.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
You always forget how big every single guy on that Mania 3 card was.
Yeah,
right?
for real.
They were all huge.
Well, even before that, anybody who wrestled at the WWE, we give Vince, a lot of like he gets all the credit for big guys. Vince only likes big guys. That started with. That was just the territory then.
Yeah, that was Vince Sr.
That was Vince
Well,
Sr.
because it was always...
And even before that, who knows? The territory was, you had to be big to go to New York.
For years, though, I mean, Vince Sr., it was bringing in monsters. It was the Hogan thing,
Yeah.
bringing in monsters to face Bruno.
Yep.
For forever.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yep.
And, yeah, they never had the shooters, the Thez, Danny Hodge type of guys.
Right.
Those guys never. I mean, Thez obviously did, but later in his career, he didn't go through New York.
No, he didn't go through, but he also wasn't going to go through because
Toots,
Buddy Roberts, right? No, not Buddy Roberts.
Buddy Rogers.
Buddy Rogers. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had their issues.
Yeah.
And he would have been one of the ones that was one of the last ones that was a shooter for the WWF, right?
Yeah.
But also, they did a lot of business with Antonino Rocca, and he was not a big guy.
Rocca, yeah.
But he was that attraction.
Well,
He was like
that's from what I understand, that's kind of what brought wrestling back to the big time in New York. Like they had trouble selling out Madison Square Garden until they started doing the Rocas and the Pedro Moraleses and those ethnicities like that.
Right.
Until then, from a time until then, they had a tough time, getting the same crowds.
Yeah.
I think Roca was like Argentinian maybe or something.
Yep. But yeah, you find they found some of those guys and their people came out to see them.
That's right.
Excuse me.
Look at Big Bubba.
It's the Big Boss Man.
Yep. Big Boss Man. And this was when he became a face, I remember. He just eliminated Repo Man. When he became a face, I remember him losing a lot of weight. Like, this seems to be... Now, he might have been leaner when he came back to the WWF, like in 99 or so, or 98. He might have even been leaner than he is here. But when he first debuted, and when at the end of his Big Bubba Rogers run, he was super heavy. And could still move the way he moves here.
Yeah. I feel like he was always... So, I don't know. I feel like as the Big Boss Man, he always just looked like a random big fat cop. I feel like every cop,
Kerry Von Erich out. Bulldogs finally out. Valentine went by the wayside somewhere along the way. Tito's still in there.
Missing eliminations, Justin.
Sorry.
It's big.
He just booted him right in the face.
And then slapped him in the face as hard as he could. Big Boss Man just kicked Barbarian in the face and then slapped him like as hard as he could.
All right.
And Michaels and Santana just eliminated each other.
Oh, Hercules.
Ugh. Yeah, here's the reset. Send out Hercules. Oh!
Jesus Christ.
Barbarian with that receipt.
Oh, my God.
Boot on the Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man's asleep. Hey, why is Hercules...
What about how Hercules went, I don't want none of that. Went to punch.
I don't remember Hercules going, I'm just going to start looking like Jake Roberts. Much bigger, though.
That's how he always looked at Power and Glory. That's your favorite tag team, bro.
They had the best finisher of all time.
No
joke.
I don't remember him looking any other way. I mean, obviously, but when he was Hercules Hernandez and
his hair was ever that long, and he always had the beard. I don't remember him having just the mustache, but whatever. Good job, Hercules. Thank you for that finishing move.
Oh, here goes Barbarian.
See ya. Do you think Boss Man's like, hey, can you go throw out Barbarian for me real quick?
Yes. I think he definitely did.
I slapped him, and then he kicked me as hard as he could.
Dude, Boss Man's got two black eyes, dude.
Oh, those are just bags. He looks like hell.
They look worse than two black eyes. They look worse than bags to me. But now it's Big Boss Man and Ric Flair. Why is he?
Flair didn't even know what to do.
Why does Boss Man keep throwing all these bananas kicks, dude? What is up with him?
He's just trying to show how big he is.
He's out.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's out. And
how much did all of that suck?
I don't know.
Hey, when you eliminate yourself, can you break 3 ribs?
Perfect. Flair flop.
Such a mark for the Flair flop.
All by himself. Here's a countdown. Who's it going to be? Who'd they clear for? Hogan?
I don't know.
Hogan already?
I don't know.
It's got to be somebody. They cleared for somebody.
Yeah, they cleared everybody out. Well, you had all the people who had been in there.
I think it's Savage.
The same Roddy.
Oh, perfect.
You had everybody in there who had been in there since the early going with Flair. They all got eliminated, and then he cleared the ring, and then now you got the big pop for Roddy.
Dude, look at the crowd come up for Roddy. I love it, man. He's another one. He's
I don't know if is he the IC champ here, or does he win it after this?
It's probably after this.
Yeah.
I mean, they just did that to
I love that Flair bailed. This is awesome. You didn't see this in Rumbles, dude.
No.
Joey Morella, Earl Hebner. Two of the greats.
Piper looks fantastic here, too.
Oh, he does.
I mean, he looked great. You know, we know he looked great for
That Mania.
The Mania match. But, because he had been, when he was feuding Hogan and when it was Rock and Wrestling, he was always so thick and puffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here he comes back. And
almost like he was trying to keep up,
and I'm sure he was.
Yeah, I'm sure he was too.
I'm sure he was, but here he is.
What a great spot.
Dude, Piper ain't sold nothing.
No, he hasn't sold a damn thing.
No.
He mounted for the 10 punch, did the inverted atomic, and then or took the inverted atomic, didn't sell it, and then just the eye poke.
Him in the eye. Poked Flair in the eye.
An airplane spin.
Pronouns, pal.
Sorry. We hadn't seen this in 27 years.
Sleeper. Put him to sleep. Ric Flair's been out there a while. He probably needs a nap.
Yep. As soon as he locked that in, Gorilla Monsoon said, "Good night, Irene."
Is Gorilla calling this? Gorilla and Jesse? We didn't watch the Open, so I don't know who's calling
and
that.
I don't think Jesse was here. I think it would have been Gorilla and Bobby.
Gorilla and Heenan. That's for sure who calls.
Here comes Jake. Jake's a heel here.
Is he? Jake
yeah, I
Piper?
think so. Yeah, because he had just done the cobra biting savage thing.
Oh, look, and he's cool with it.
Yep. He's almost.
Jake rolls in, just sits in the corner.
His run's almost done here too, isn't it?
Well, he's got Taker at 8.
But that was it. He left after that.
Was that the last?
Yep.
And he's wrapping up, man. So
because he called that weird finish to Taker in the match for their match at Mania. The count out thing
on the floor. Yeah.
And then he went to WCW, I think.
That's a match that would be unwatchable that I'd love to find.
Him and Piper?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
There's no way.
There wasn't a hold in the match. One guy was a windmill of fingernails and anger, and the other guy was Jake the Snake Roberts.
Like you feel like it would, Jake was great and Piper was great. Like, wouldn't that match have to be great? No, that's not how wrestling works.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
That's a weird style thing. I bet you 10 years prior to this, they probably would have had a fine match. But once they got into their roles, here, I bet because we've seen Jake. That Red Label we did where you wanted to watch him in that Steamboat match. Like that was you didn't see Jake do any of that shit, awesome. Man. Like he was great in that match.
This is bananas, dude. This is like the first triple threat ever. This is awesome. these guys,
this is good.
Like all the rest of the time we've seen guys team up then kind of turn on each other. This is like all three guys, Ric Flair, Jake Roberts, and Piper are all fighting each other all at once.
And then the wrestling god said, "Oh, I heard you like chaos." Let's see if you can handle this.
You know what this needs? Some Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oof. Dude, oh man,
I say a lot of good things about Hacksaw, and I shouldn't.
Probably the same. He seems like a great guy, though.
I'm sure he is a great guy. He seems like a great guy. He was over his sin, but every time, and I don't even know what it is. I'm always like, oh yeah, Hacksaw. He was great Mid-South. Can you believe it? And then he was here, and he was super over. And then every time he gets in the ring, it's like
Piper. What the fuck?
Piper wants some Hacksaw, dude.
No,
let's go, brother.
I was not wrong about the windmill comment. Look, no sold. Piper's my favorite wrestler.
Hacksaw's in the middle of beating up Piper, and Ric Flair kind of slinks in. Piper just reaches over, pokes him in the eye, and then walks away from Hacksaw to beat up Flair some more. Now Hacksaw's got.
Oh. Good God Almighty!
Hacksaw's definitely winded, right?
Yeah.
He grabbed Jake. He was like, "Hey, I need a bump, brother. I need a break."
Kill my nuts. Do we have any unflavored whiskeys?
Yeah.
Have we even opened that one?
Yeah, this one's open.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. No. Did we not open?
I guess not.
I guess we never. Well,
We
you
have good
better.
memories. Better do a tasting. I didn't bring the tasters down, did I?
You did not bring. You didn't bring the taster down. Jonesy. Well, grab them other Roxas over there.
We'll have them on the next episode. Oh, here comes IRS.
So, impromptu tasting.
Impromptu tasting. One that we thought we tasted. Clark and Chef. I feel like we talked about this because I said that's like a
Chicago thing?
Chicago thing.
Yeah.
Like a Wrigley Field thing.
Oh, yeah. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. How can it be Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey from Chicago, Illinois?
Well, it was distilled by a Kentuckian who lives in Chicago.
Okay. I'll take
State law.
State law.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, brother. Oof. That smells like gasoline.
Yeah. We figured out what started the Chicago fire.
I haven't tasted it yet.
That's a beast right there.
It's not even a high proof.
It's 90 proof.
That's some of the.
It's higher than most bourbons. It's a rye proof.
That's some of the worst smelling stuff we've had in a while. Oof.
It's hot.
IRS is out there helping Ric Flair beat up
Yes,
Roddy Piper.
wishbone. Oh, nope. Don't
Nope.
wishbone him.
Nope.
What happened? Do it like Piper just say no.
Yes. So they were like, let's wishbone him. Flair and IRS dragged Piper out by his legs out of the corner, and they were getting ready to do like the wishbone, and all of a sudden, IRS did the wishbone, and
Kind of let go of it.
Piper's legs didn't move, and
Flair didn't do it at all.
yeah.
Oh, here comes Snuka.
Oh, the big Fijian.
Fijian.
This is where he's got pants and boots on.
Yep.
I disapprove. Oh, that's not that bad.
He's
Clark and Sheffield, it ain't great.
no. You guys aren't winning any awards.
It's not Varial Barton's.
No.
It's not was it the Killian? I can never remember that. We had that Irish
Kelbeggins, right?
That stuff was garbage.
Yeah. Dude, there's
you
no
wanna-
way
you
we're
wanna-
going to remember all these ones we hate, and like we're going to buy another bottle of it sometime. And
so.
it's just going to be like, oh, this is terrible, and then we're going to be like, well, we've had this before. It tastes like nail polish remover.
This is what we get, brother. This is what we deserve. I don't think I'm a ways out from forgetting the very old Barton. It's got a very distinctive name.
Yes,
and it was
it sucked.
It was bad, dude.
It was Old Camp that was the mango habanero, right? Or no, that's Bird Dog. Bird Dog.
No. Yes, no. The Bird Dog was the honey jalapeno that you keep forgetting about. Old Smokies was the mango habanero that haunted us for, and we would still have. I
The old nose picker.
So Flair and Piper just grabbed each other and they were like, "We're not messing. I don't want to mess with any of these other idiots out here."
Snuka did a jumping headbutt. I don't want that anymore. Look at that knot on Flair's back. My God. Ugh.
It's left over from the plane wreck. That's where
I've always had that golf ball in my back.
That's where his vertebrae is now.
He'd be 6'5" otherwise.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes.
Oh yes.
Undertaker, being led by Paul Bear. Man. Look at the size of that ham hock.
Hey.
Oh, you're just watering that up.
Yeah.
You're a man. You are a man's man, brother.
Hey, I'm so glad Piper didn't have a very long career doing commentary.
Dude, he's not good.
He was not
Piper's good at a lot of things. Commentary is not one of them.
Savage is another one. Like, ugh.
Savage Savage, though. Savage was always good on a 3-man team. He was good at finding his spots.
Yes.
When he had to carry half of commentary,
Right.
he was not good.
Right.
Piper's just keep him away.
I always thought Savage didn't have chemistry with anybody but Vince. I thought he was oil and water with everybody else. Like
I would agree with that.
He just seemed like he couldn't gauge their timing or anything like that. I don't know what it was. Like it was just always off.
I would agree with that. Oh,
low blow from Taker.
Well, Hacksaw went over and grabbed him by the hair. I was trying to lift him up by the hair, like in a weird way. It's not like he grabbed a handful of hair and was pulling him. He grabbed like the end of his hair and was like pulling it up. Super weird. That's eye poke, dude. 97.
Yeah, Piper's Three Stooges eye poke, pretty underrated, dude. Like the eye gouge is like the go-to. Nobody goes to the freaking Larry Moe and Curly eye poke, dude.
Double eye poke.
Uh-oh. Double chokes, Hacksaw, and look at the size of Hacksaw, man.
Hacksaw's big, man. Oh, here comes Savage.
Woo! House of Fire.
He made it to the ring almost as fast.
He didn't even know how to go after.
Awesome.
What just happened?
Well,
he bumped for nothing.
First of all, he slid in the ring. He ran to the ring as fast as he could.
Was he coming after Jake?
Even though it still took him 27 minutes to get to the ring. He defied the fit. He was running so fast, the ground actually... He was hydroplaning the entire way.
He was like running the opposite way on one of those things at the airport.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So then he slides into the ring.
I think he was coming in House of Fire for Jake, and Jake wasn't in there.
Well, he slid into the ring through, Taker was still choking Flair and Hacksaw, and like he slid in between. He was like I guess he was going after Jake because now he is whooping Jake's ass.
Oh, and he just eliminated himself.
But like he slid.
Jake bit that motherfucker with a cobra.
Listen.
So you'd go after him too. Oh, Taker eliminated himself.
Taker's mad. Oh, Taker and Jake are kind of teamed up here, right?
Yeah.
So we got to get away from. So I guess they've probably because Jake and Savage they had their blow off at Tuesday in Texas.
Yes, I think so.
So this is also we can.
Tuesday in Texas was right after this, right?
It's right before this.
Oh, I thought it was right after.
No, it was the rematch. It was like the Tuesday after Survivor Series.
Oh.
It was like an immediate rematch for Hogan and Taker.
Okay.
So this is why does Taker keep throwing Savage back in?
I don't know.
Because he doesn't realize that Savage already eliminated himself.
Yeah, I thought Taker did too. Maybe he didn't go over the top.
Well, I assume Taker was supposed to eliminate Savage.
And Savage just jumped over the top rope.
Right. Well, yeah. I'll get that shot.
That's a good shot.
No, get out of here, Hacksaw.
Hacksaw.
I'm shooting it. I'm shooting it. Look, Taker's even going. I'm shooting a gimmick, brother.
We're making money. Come on.
I'm shooting a gimmick, brother. You've been shooting a gimmick long enough. Here's a big left.
Hacksaw's an old-timey noir detective. You've been shooting that gimmick long enough. That was awesome.
I guess I don't have a good Hacksaw.
No, I think that's perfect. Oh!
Hey, why is Piper doing the Boston crab to IRS right now in the middle of the ring?
He's green.
This is my first Rumble, brother.
Yes.
Oh, here comes.
Not Bruiser Brody.
Not Bruiser Brody. Well, he is doing his best, Bruiser Brody, though, isn't he,
so,
man? Like
he claimed Brody was his mentor. Like, he tagged with him or whatever.
Oh, really?
That guy did, yeah. Like, and he took a lot of those elements after Brody was murdered, and he's totally Bruiser Brody.
Okay. I feel like I have the conversation a lot where I'm like, Berserker's just like Bruiser Brody, and people like try to argue with me. So I thought you were doing that again.
No.
He even does a huss. Like that was the Brody thing.
Yeah.
Huss.
After that Dark Side of the Ring on Brody, I did a bunch of research on him, and because I wanted to. And I looked up the Berserker too, and they were talking about how Brody was an influence on him and a mentor and all this. I'm like, what kind of fucking mentor did you have? That maniac.
Well, also, he apparently didn't learn anything because Berserker sucks.
He didn't have to learn much.
I mean,
just go out there and scare the shit out of people, or do it in a cartoony way.
Right.
His finisher was press slamming people over the top rope. And Macho is still in there like he wasn't eliminated.
Well, did they decide he couldn't eliminate himself?
I guess.
That seems like one of those things they would have said. Because Macho was so jacked up, he was just going for it,
he was so mad, yeah. That dude bit him with a cobra.
Yeah.
Come on.
You think he thinks that was real? Ooh, brother.
Yeah, I'm sure. How fucking paranoid do you think Macho was that day? Is the venom out of the things or what? Oh, Berserker. Double choke.
I was just going to say, did Berserker just invent the choke slam?
Yep.
Virgil! Oh, good.
Business is about to pick up, ladies and gentlemen.
How excited are you right now?
Virgil, striped pants, going right after IRS.
IRS tried to leave, too.
Get the little tassels.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't want to. No. Get him, Berserker. Good.
Awesome.
Good punch.
Why is everybody jumping Virgil now? Like Taker wanted a piece, Berserker grabbed him. IRS was chopping the piss out of him.
Savage is saving him, though. Good job, Savage. Oh, IRS just snuck a boot in there. And did you see earlier when Flair just dropped down and did the whole nut shop to Taker, and he just didn't sell it at all?
No.
He just walked away.
No, I missed that. That's awesome. Hey, where's Flair been? I feel like I forgot Flair was even in this.
He's been getting beat on by everybody.
I guess. I'm just hanging out in this corner, and you guys just come over and punch me.
Would it suck more to do this and not be able to sell anything? Like, you just got to, I can't sell anything, and I just got to keep being on the attack.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
Like, there's no way to pace it out in there, because if you pace out in the Battle Royal or Royal Rumble or, either way, it just kind of dies. You know what I mean? Like, unless there's a bunch of people in there, to distract for a little bit.
Right.
But you see dudes all the time. When I'm in Rumbles, excuse me. When I'm in Rumbles, you see a lot of guys like that have been out there too long, and most of them are not like in shape guys, like been out there too long.
Right.
I say,
yeah.
For them, because like you come over, like you catch them in the corner, you come over, you give them one shot, they sit down and they're like, choke me. You're like, oh, okay, you're all right.
Oh, Sheiky.
Sheiky and General Adnan.
General Adnan and Colonel Mustafa doing the bushwhacker walk for some reason.
Isn't that the way the Iranian
Iraqi.
They weren't.
Adnan was Iraqi.
Well, Adnan
Mustafa
was
was Iranian. Is legit shoot Iranian, but he was an Iraqi.
All right,
sympathizer. You're right. At least he can still move.
Barely. What's up with the Sheik, man? He looks bad, dude. I mean, I guess they're just dragging out time. Had Slaughter turned by this time?
Yeah, because
he
Mania 8,
he beat the Warrior. He just became the champ. No.
That was
that was next year.
The year before. Mania 7 is when he lost. To Hogan.
So he's not. You're okay.
The Royal Rumble before is when he beat Warrior.
So he would have already turned, but he's already a good guy.
Yeah, because Warrior was gone at this point.
Because he wants his country back.
Warrior was gone at this point.
Right.
because
Yep.
Warrior.
Because Warrior.
But he came back at Mania 8. Mm-hmm. So,
Right.
but Warrior had been doing all that weird shit with Taker and Jake
Right.
at this point. And then, went and invented Distrucity or whatever the fuck.
What?
don't
Distrucity?
Yeah, dude.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. Made up word. Some shit Warrior, like, that was a thing. Like,
Warrior made up a word?
have you ever heard of Distrucity? Like, this was something he sold to people. Like, it was a physical fitness type thing or something.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Oh, Rick
Here
Martel!
comes Rick Martel. Hey, did you see Sheik just a minute ago, like, put his foot on the top rope and then throw Hacksaw's face at it?
I know Sheik can't move here, but
They just needed somebody.
Do you think he's like the third toughest guy in that ring?
I mean,
Because he's
at some point in his life.
bad as fuck.
At some point in his life,
Yeah.
but not right now. Like, I don't care how much of a badass you are.
If you can't walk.
If you can't walk, you ain't tough. If you can barely stand up. Hey, look at Rick Martel
$1 million.
unloading on Ric Flair, and Flair's like, I've been out here 45 minutes, brother.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, man. Come on, Flair. Let's get this going. Come on. We got to get the crowd going. Let's get it moving. Come on, Flair. Let's go. Yeah. And Flair just like, brother,
Man.
I've been out here an hour and a half
That is a
already."
good French-Canadian accent. I mean, I'm pretty sure our impressions are the reason we have half of our listeners. So
That's why I'm cranking them up. I've never done my Rick Martel before, so I had to bring it out.
That's spot on.
Why are we calling out my impressions tonight all of a sudden? Damn, bro.
Because I'm enjoying them.
I'm just trying some new ones. All
I
right.
like it, dude. Workshop them. Look at Hacksaw. Hey, let's get into this crowd. Why don't you go fight somebody, Hacksaw? USA! Poor Taker.
Like Taker's just like,
Yeah, he's got him up in a choke, and Hex is like, I guess I'll just punch him in the ribs.
After getting the crowd, he got the crowd all wound up.
Yeah.
To punch Undertaker in the ribs.
Yep. And then he went and,
then
stood in the
walked away.
corner.
Yeah, and then walked away.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here it comes.
He's got to be the favorite.
Hulk Hogan.
He'd won 2 straight, right? 2 in a row before this?
I don't remember.
I think so.
Did he win?
Right after
he
Flair
won
and
for
Taker.
6, right?
Yeah. No, he won. He won before 6, but it wasn't for a championship.
Well, it
match.
wasn't for the. Yeah, it wasn't.
He won,
it was just the
he
Rumble.
Won, he won
But
90 and
that year.
91 both, I think.
He won that year.
Yep.
91.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the year he had to win it to get his shot at
Slaughter.
Good history, Jones.
Did he win 89 too? Did he win 3 in a row?
Probably. Who else would have won in '89?
Well, who else won 3 Rumbles? Did Austin? Because
Yes.
Michaels won 2, Austin won 3.
Austin won 3.
So it's Austin and Hulk who've won 3.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else did.
Was
There you were.
89? Was 89 one?
I think he won 89. I guess I can check the internet.
Because I feel like I remember seeing John Studd win one year. Did John Studd win a Rumble?
Not sure.
Who won the year after this?
The year after this was...
Oh well, I bet Hogan did. Because I'm forgetting other year. There's so there was 89 and 90.
Well, 88 was the year Hacksaw won.
88
That's
was
the
Hacksaw.
one we watched
So
last week.
Trying to remember who won what years, because I feel like didn't King Haku
Oh, okay.
win
So
one year?
look, there was 2. Or no, 89. John Studd won in 89. You're
Told
right.
you.
So
I thought
90 and
so.
91 was Hogan.
90 and 91 was Hogan.
Right.
Then
This year.
92.
And Yoko won it in 93.
So did Hogan only win 2?
Yep.
Okay. And Austin is 1-3.
I'm pretty sure. Michael's 1-2.
And is Reigns it's at like 7 now or something, right?
Austin 1-3. The Rock 1-1. Triple H 1-1. Lesnar 1-1. Benoit 1-1. Forgot that. Batista, Mysterio, Taker, Cena, Orton, Edge, Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, Cena, Batista. There's Roman. 2015 Roman won. Triple H, Orton. Yeah, dude. Stone Cold's the only 3-time winner.
Boom.
Oh, Skinner! Why didn't you tell me Skinner was out there?
I was getting a drink.
Okay. Goes right after the
Hulkster.
Hulkster.
Well, yeah, dude, he's Skinner. Who else is going to go after Hogan?
Yeah, you're right. Just like a gator. Who eliminated
like
Taker?
A gator. Hogan.
Taker and Hacksaw both?
Uh,
Does Hogan hate America?
well, I don't think.
And dead people?
Yes. No, I didn't see Hacksaw get eliminated. Taker did the big clothesline over the top, land on his feet.
Nice. I love that.
Piper and Flair,
Piper biting
man.
Flair's face. They keep going at it.
And then they just wander away.
Then they wander away, and Macho kicks Piper in the head, even though he's trying to kick IRS.
Hey, Hogan had to run over and get. Hogan came out of the corner with that clothesline. Clothesline Flair, then ran on over and clothesline Skinner. Here he comes. He's got his country back.
He's got his country back.
Slaughter.
Sarge.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Maggot. Too bad Colonel Mustafa's gone.
Remember when he was on G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe the movie was awesome. Oh, there goes Skinner.
That would have been around this time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little earlier. I don't know. Not too much earlier, though.
Was he? Anyway.
Because I don't think he was an Iraqi sympathizer when he did G.I. Joe the movie.
I was gonna say I don't remember. I don't feel like I feel when I think about it, I feel like those had to be pretty close to the same time. When I think about it, I feel like there's no way those could be close to the same time. You know,
right? Oh, good camera work,
yeah, man.
That was
quick. Hold on, there's action in the corner, but get that close up on Flair's junk.
Yeah. I want to see Flair's thigh muscle.
Yeah. Good call, Kevin Dunn. It was my first day.
You usually nail it, but this time, there's a lot to keep track of. Rick Martel hanging on by a thread.
I was just going to say, and how lazy is Hogan? Hogan's barely trying to throw him out.
I know.
Like,
that's honestly what I hate the most about Rumbles. Is to fake throwing a guy out. It looks fake as fuck, right? So
like all of this right now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then when you go to toss the guy, you just throw him. You know,
yeah,
like,
he just goes this time.
There's just got to be a better way of doing it. But
you've worn down his spirit meter enough that you can eliminate him.
That's right. Oh, like after you beal a guy by his tie, that's it.
That wasn't his tie. That was Hogan's shirt. Oh, here comes your favorite.
Psycho Sid. Sid Vicious. Sid Justice. Here, right?
Sid Justice. It wasn't even Psycho yet. Oh. Get the best.
Biggest shit, dude.
The best, dude. How did he not become the biggest thing in the history of the business? Did you see that punch and those 3 kicks he threw to... Dude, he was kicking IRS in the shoulder. They were the least impressive kicks I've ever seen.
All right, so we're both big Kevin Nash fans.
Yes.
Is Kevin Nash better big man than Sid? Because Sid looks impressive, scary, like, I don't know.
Sid is a bad wrestler.
Yes. Kevin Nash is not a good wrestler.
I would disagree with that. I think Kevin Nash is a good wrestler.
Well,
Is he the best? Kevin Nash, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Kevin Nash falls very mid-range as far as his in-ring skills go, for sure. I mean, he's head and shoulders above Sid, though. Sid is
shoulders?
Head and shoulders, dude. Sid is a bad wrestler. I think Kevin Nash is a good wrestler. He's not great. He's not phenomenal, and he's a big dude, so he's limited.
Right.
I think he's a good wrestler. Sid is a bad wrestler.
That was impressive. I don't think I'd ever seen that before.
See Sid do a nip up?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I take everything back.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler.
He can do a nip up.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels did those. You ever seen Kevin Nash do a nip up, Jaron? No, I have not.
Exactly, you idiot. Thanks for making my argument for me.
You're welcome. Who is this?
Harvey Whippleman and the Warlord.
Is this 30? Did they bookend? We have to be getting close, man. But did they bookend their Rumble with the Warlord?
They might have.
Do you think Sid was supposed to be 30? There's got to be at least somebody else coming.
No, they're
right?
like, no, I can't be 30. Come on. Yep, Flair and Hogan on the outside.
No, somebody sent Sid out. They're like, Sid, it's your turn, go.
Sid, you were supposed to be 23.
And then they're like,
oh, sorry.
Oh, that was 28.
Yeah, I was playing softball.
Why are Hogan and Flair? Flair's been out there for an hour, and Hogan pulls him outside and does suplexes on the floor with him.
Technically, Flair pulled Hogan out, so.
Well.
Sarge
is out.
My goodness.
Sid Justice, you son of a bitch.
Sid hates America, too.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's why he took out the military, and now he's going right after the financial institution in the country. He's
a terrorist, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just call it what it is.
He's probably a communist.
Maybe even the whole town.
Fuck. Maybe even the whole town. Eye poke. How's that thumb?
There's a real who's who of wrestling history in here, and the Warlord.
And the Warlord, for sure. And Rick Martel.
How much do you hate Mike Rotundo? How much do you think he hated wrestling in a suit? My God, dude.
I'm sure he was fine with it.
Yeah, he was paid handsomely. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, well, there's.
He's like, also, Kevin Sullivan isn't my tag partner anymore. Okay.
Yeah, it's like anytime you start a job, right? Like the first 3 weeks suck, and then you get that.
Oh, I thought Warlord was going to win it.
He was almost. I think Warlord was our 30 dude. I don't think anybody else is coming.
It's a good 30.
Who's gonna bookend this Mania?
Let's throw Warlord out there.
Mania for the title.
You got
Mania. Rumble.
4 legit guys in here who you could see winning this thing. Though,
for sure. For sure.
So
especially at the time.
Look at it. I mean, that's
time.
the main event. The 2 main events of Mania right there.
Absolutely.
I mean, even not Martel for sure, and probably not Piper, but like,
hey, dude,
they had Piper, it loaded here at the end.
But also remember when Piper came out, man? He got one of the biggest. Oh, there goes Macho. Piper got one of the. I feel like Piper got as big a reaction as Hogan when he came out.
Yeah, I think so. It was huge.
Yeah.
Macho got a huge reaction when he came out.
Yep. So, I mean, to say that...
Those were probably the big 3.
For sure.
Oh!
Flair tried. He tried real hard.
Hey, I've been out here an hour, guys.
Also,
give me a break.
Also, what about how Hogan's just, like, ignoring Sid, and Sid's like... I mean, I get that that's the gimmick here. Oh, there goes Hogan. Sid got him.
Well, they were supposed to be buddies, right? And we watched that Saturday night's main event.
Yeah,
they
were on
the tag partners, and Sid was disinterested.
Yeah, we did. That was...
I think that was after this.
I think that was after this.
I think so too.
Yeah, because remember Sid was mad because they had already done the press conference to announce Hogan. They actually announced Hogan as the challenger for Mania.
Yep.
So Sid was already mad about that. That's it, isn't it?
That's it.
Hogan dirtbag, Sid Justice, the original Hogan heel turn.
No! Why aren't people throwing trash into the ring now?
Because nobody liked Sid.
Well, I tried to make you like him, but you shit on me.
Well, that's because I know better, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, world champion.
Hogan's gonna chase him out.
Hogan must pose.
Hogan must pose. Flair doesn't even get to hold his belt up.
Panics there with him. Oh, people did throw trash. Get out of here, Southerner.
Look at Flair. Flair looks like he's been wrestling for 2 hours.
He does, dude.
Hogan and Sid. What's going to happen here? Oh, you want the real thing, brother? Oh, get in there.
Pat Patterson's out there.
Look at these. Oh, there's
Tony
Rene
Goulet.
Goulet.
Joey Morella, Earl Hebner. Maybe Dave, too. I don't know. Those are the twins?
Look at them. They're both out there.
Good God almighty.
Why is there?
Why didn't that guy get his plastic surgery redone so he didn't look like his brother?
Hulk's hulking up. Hey, dude, Sid looks like he's about to have an aneurysm. Hogan's
They
doing
should have
the
just sent
thing.
Jerry Briscoe out here and these guys would have left.
Go out there and try and wrestle him, Jerry.
We're not messing with Jerry. Never mind.
What is Sid? Sid just pulled over Dave Hebner.
Yeah. Hey, Dave. Going to one knee. You ready?
Right? What a weird. What do you want? Come on, Hogan.
I guarantee you, looking at this, Vince is like, there's my new Hulk right there.
Yeah.
There he is.
All things considered, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is a fun wrap up.
For sure. And you didn't see this a lot on their pay-per-views at this time where they were planting the seeds for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like that was not...
Yep, building up some storyline, building
This might have been one of the first ones that kind of led to what gave you the main event at Mania.
Right.
Because you had Flair eliminate Macho, and then that stuff gets personal between them with bringing Elizabeth into it. And then this here, Elizabeth. And I always, have heard, like, why wasn't it Hulk and Flair at Mania? It's like, guys, I think they knew 3 months ahead of time. Like, I don't,
Well, that's always one of those things, too, though. That seems... It does seem shady. I don't know. Shady's not the right word. Why wasn't it? I mean, whether they knew ahead of time or what, nobody... Listen... Like they did that setup because they wanted to see because they wanted to have Justice versus Hogan, not because the crowd was like, oh, Hogan's only Justice can fight Hogan. You know what I mean? Like they were trying to steer the crowd, not they weren't being steered by the crowd.
Well, and the other thing that's interesting is like this is one of the first times WWF had this main event caliber feud that didn't involve the championship.
For sure.
Like, especially in the Hogan era.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, think about Flair's track record. He had plenty of great matches with big guys. Mm-hmm. But, man, think about all the classic matches he had. They were with guys that were Savage's caliber,
right.
Yeah,
like, for sure.
You're gonna get a lot out of that feud, And I like it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change that around on WrestleMania 8 for anything.
I probably would.
Yeah,
because we never got that chance again.
No, not until WCW, and it was a couple years later.
Well, and WCW ain't Mania.
Right, yeah.
It sucks that we'll never get. It sucks that we could have had Flair, Hogan in their prime at Mania, and we don't get that for history.
Right.
The same way it sucks that we never will get Hogan Austin. You know what I mean? We could have had Hogan Austin, and we never will.
Right.
I love Rock Hogan.
Yeah.
That match is bananas.
It's one of the greats. Yeah.
Absolutely. But it sucks that we will never get Austin Hogan.
Right. Yeah.
We had to sacrifice one for the other.
Right.
And this one we're really sacrificing Flair Hogan for
Flair Savage.
Hogan.
Hogan Justice.
Sid.
Yeah.
No.
But Flair
You can say it that way.
Flair Savage,
better,
I mean, that's, Ooh,
well,
it was a great match, too.
It's a great match. It's still, I would
phenomenal
say,
match.
It's that same thing, though, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, Flair Savage is to Flair Hogan as Hogan Austin is to Rock Hogan, you know?
Sure. I can see that. Thanks, Gene.
But that's gonna wrap us up for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Royal Rumble 1992. We just talked about everything that we would be going on to see after this at WrestleMania 8. But we are not going on to WrestleMania 8. Instead, we are moving on next week to another Royal Rumble.
The best Royal Rumble.
That's definitely not the best. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no chance in hell you will want to miss next week's episode of the Drunk Rasslin Podcast, because we are doing Royal Rumble 1999. Deep in the heart of the Attitude Era. It might be the Attitude Rumble.
It is. It's got to be.
I mean, I feel like, I kind of feel like that's what we're shooting for here, because this was, we did the first one, the first Rumble. This is the this is the culminate. This is the Hogan. Even though it's Flair's, this was the Hogan Rumble. Even though Hogan didn't win this Rumble.
That was the culmination. Like, Hogan was the favorite to win this Rumble.
Hogan was
He'd won the previous two.
Yeah.
And he was the favorite to be the champion.
I mean, he was on top, but, this is also one, some of the other ones, they're not stacked quite like this are. I mean, this had Hogan, Piper, Savage, DiBiase,
but you
Flair.
also had the newcomers in there. Like, you had that run with Bulldog and with Shawn Michaels and all that. So you could see that playing out, and you've seen that in Rumbles. Every Rumble since this one, you've seen that kind of... this guy's making an impact here.
There were no nobodies in this match.
Right.
The closest we got to having nobodies in this match would have been Warlord Barbarian
and Berserker
for sure. You could even make an argument, even though he was very dark. You can make an argument for Repo Man.
Yeah.
Even though he was very dark.
There's plenty of guys in this, because of the stakes of this, there's plenty of guys in it where you're like, yeah, he's not winning the championship. But,
for sure.
But when they got to the nitty-gritty of it, other than Warlord, like, there was a reasonable
Yes.
I mean, probably not Martel, but like...
Well, my point is we know it. I mean, how many years are there where, like, the Samoan SWAT team shows up for, who are those great big giant fat guys that were at that? They're from, there's a lot of years where, like, they have to bring in 5 or 6 dudes from, like, not Cuba,
Canada or Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, that's what I'm trying to think of. Puerto Rico, and they just show up and nobody's ever heard of them. Right. There's nobody like that here.
Yeah, definitely.
But guys, we'll go ahead and wrap us up here, because I'm excited. I'm excited to get on to next week.
And we're on the road, dude.
We're on the road to WrestleMania.
I love it.
It's great, man. Guys, make sure if you're watching us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help us out. Get up in the algorithm. If you prefer us on the audio version, we are available on most of your favorite podcasting apps. If we are not on yours, let us know and we will get on there. But you can find us on Podbean, SoundCloud, Stitcher, if that's still a thing, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find us on all those places. Until next week, make sure you always drink responsibly. And as always, in this brand new year, we raise this glass to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Ching!